It's time for a Throwback Thursday video. Today I'm talking about my all-time favorite play, A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. This play premiered on Broadway in 1959, and Lorraine Hansberry has created illusion with the title. A Raisin in the Sun is from the poem Harlem by Langston Hughes. The poem is sometimes called A Dream Deferred. The poem was about racism and the idea that deferring the dream is killing the dream, that it's killing the person. The idea of a raisin in the sun is that this poor, little raisin is all dry and crusted up already. Because when you stop and think about it, a raisin used to be a grape. Like, they've already gotten everything they can out of that poor grape and turned it into a raisin. It's all wrinkled and dried out. And now it's out in the sun being burned up all the more. And of course, the poem asks, what happens to that dream deferred? What happens to that raisin? Is it going to explode? So we've got this emotionally explosive play. Lorraine Hansberry delivers one of the most realistic stories that you will ever encounter. And of course, by now I'm sure you figured out I give this 5 out of 5 stars, definitely. And this is a work of literature that I believe everyone at some point should read. And when I say read, I'll say, like I always say when I talk about plays, I mean really plays are meant to be seen performed. So you should see a performance of this play, and you are in luck because there have been 2 different film versions that are very good, and you could watch either one of them and get the true experience, the true spirit of the play. There's a 1961 film version that is in black and white, stars Sidney Poitier as Walter Lee Younger. It's an amazing version of the play. And then there's also a more recent version of the play from 2008 that has Sean Combs as Walter Lee Younger. As I said, both versions of them are very good. When I stop and think about which version that I want to share with students, if I'm going to use this in the classroom, either version would work well, though I tend to show the more modern one because it is in color and because they have cleaned up some of the language so that it's much better overall. I will say though, the older version, the 1961 film version, has got Claudia McNeil playing Lena Younger, and even though the 2008 version has Felicia Rashad doing a great job as Lena Younger, aka Mama, in the play, I don't think that you can outdo that performance from Claudia McNeil. Even though I say I tend to show the more recent version, the acting from Claudia McNeil and Sidney Poitier just cannot be beat. I've actually had some people complain about Sean Combs' acting in the 2008 version, but I think that it's perfectly fine. I think that he does a good job as the character. I believe that this is one of the best plays ever because it deals with a lot of themes with the characters involved. This is a story about family. It's a story about different generations trying to understand each other. This is a story about a man trying to come into his manhood. This is a story about a woman who's considering having an abortion because she thinks her husband doesn't love her anymore. This is a story about another woman who is trying to find her identity as she engages in different hobbies. There are just so many characters who go through true character arcs throughout the story that it really stands out. Ultimately, a lot of people identify Walter Lee Younger as the main character in this ensemble cast, but I would certainly be willing to listen to arguments that other characters such as Benitha or Ruth also really have equal standing. It's just that the play's climactic moment revolves around Walter Lee Younger's decision that he has to make. Though that decision follows an equally important decision that his mother, the mama character, Lena Younger, has to make in the story. Really, the only characters who don't get that full treatment are Travis, who's the young boy in the story, and of course the side characters along the way. Though they are very interesting side characters. The family deals with racism, it deals with sexism, because there's so much going on in this play. It's a family living in Chicago, and the main story concept is that that they have been living in poverty. The father figure has passed away after a lifetime of hard labor, and they are getting an insurance check, and the money from the insurance check is going to provide them with a better life. There's a lot of arguing about what to do with that money and how that money is going to change the family. Thus, you could also see the play as somewhat of commentary or critique on our capitalistic society and how someone who's born in poverty is really going to struggle to get out of poverty, and the sadness that it takes a death in the family to get an insurance check to even give them some hope. I hope that you'll check out the play, watch a film version of it or something. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.